So I will mention that, well, hi everyone, it's me, Doomlink. I might as well give you some kind of introduction. Whenever I start a quest, I'll give you an introduction, just in case in case I decide to skip everything before joining the quest. So it is currently the 22nd of September 2017 as I'm recording this, and I managed to end up in the secret area. I'll double check my inventory to see if I've got space to mine. Kind of not really, but I might as well mine a little bit. I like to mine from time to time, just because I can. As you can see, I do have the mega pickaxes to do that, so that is an indication of the fact that I always do want to mine, and pretty much it would be a bit of a waste if you kind of had both iron and mega pickaxes as well, if you're not really dedicated to mining, but you do want to mine from time to time. You don't really want to take up an extra slot in your inventory having a bunch of iron pickaxes that you're probably not going to use, so I just stick with mega pickaxes. That's generally what I do. Now, those birds outside are probably going to die very soon because I will go outside with a shotgun. I mean, I don't live in America, and so therefore we don't have access to shotguns like that, but I'm still going to pretend that I am willing to kill wildlife for the sake of my videos, because from time to time, well, I say from time to time, almost every single time that I record, there are birds outside annoying me, but they don't always get in the microphone. Like, the sound of them doesn't always bleed in, so, I mean, I don't really know if I'm being over the top or not, but, what did you forget this time? I'm guessing cool drinks? Kratos, yes, you did forget cool drinks, you smart one. I mean, you should never forget that stuff. I mean, what I have always done since even before Try, since Freedom Unite when I started Monster Hunter, I've always had both types of drinks in my inventory, and I've always been able to manage. Like, it's not like having both drinks in my inventory has made me short of inventory slots while playing, even using the gunner type as opposed to Blade Master, because generally you do need more slots when you're a gunner because you have combination materials. Even carrying both cool and hot drinks has not really had me struggling to carve items or stuff like that. I mean, sometimes due to a large number of combination materials, yes, that will be the case, but honestly, just having 2 slots allocated just to the drinks alone is not really going to be a huge setback, and it's much better than having to physically think every single time you go on a quest, okay, is this night or day desert? Is this, like, what drink do I need? Just don't even put thought into it, just have both drinks readily available, so it's just a lot easier for you. It's not difficult, and there is not a huge repercussion for having both drinks in your inventory at any given time. So just do it, honestly. And then there's also some maps, I mean, maybe not in this game, I know in Freedom Unite you had maps like the desert area, where there were cold and hot areas that needed both drinks, but maybe that's not so much the case in this game. I can't immediately think of any areas that do that in this game, but either way, it's good to have both drinks, okay? It's not going to inconvenience you enough to, I guess, override the positives, but yeah, that's how I work. I mean, if there are more positives than negatives, then just do it. Forget about the negatives because the positives are going to override them if there are more positives to it. Or rather, if the positives are so positive that the negatives are kind of, a little bit irrelevant. But, God, loud birds outside. Now, that definitely would have gotten in the microphone, but I may very well, in the editing process, just cut out that part of my vocal audio so you don't have to hear it, because I was actually silent at that time. I have found, funnily enough, that when I am recording, just by chance, when really loud background sounds happen, I just don't talk at that moment. It's really weird. It's a bizarre little coincidence that occurs when I'm recording, but I just don't seem to talk when those sounds happen, so I can easily just edit them out. So it's actually really good. But anyway, this kinship guy is using... I mean, if he's using that bowgun, I'm going to guess he's using Pierce, because that is a decent light Pierce bowgun. I guess I should say light... Or Pierce light bowgun. Yeah, that would probably be the best way to say that. Come, I will give you... He still doesn't have cool drinks, for fuck's sake. I mean, honestly, if you're that aware of it, then you should have given them to him, like, given them to him. Is that what I said originally? I think so. It sounded wrong for some reason when I said that, but, yeah, honestly, you should have given them to him, like, immediately, because, you see, I will be fair, though, even though you do think immediately that not having cool drinks when it's hot is worse, because you actually physically lose health. It's pretty bad if you don't have hot drinks when it's cold as well, because you lose all your stamina, and then that kind of equates to your inability to evade attacks, which ultimately results in more health loss anyway. So, strangely enough, both of those result in pretty similar things, you know, losing health. So, yeah, it's good to have the right drinks regardless, and, I mean, these guys are wasting time doing the drink trade while we should be fighting the monster. I mean, this is old times right here. This is back when people forgot how to play Monster Hunter, and I didn't believe that I was in that kind of room. But apparently I am, so... You know, the kind of room where people still don't know how to play the game, but... you know, there are all sorts of people who play this game these days. Not all of them have been playing for very long, which is interesting to me that people still play this game. Well, it's not that interesting, because realistically there are a lot more people who are getting into the Monster Hunter series. I did mention it, I think in part... It might have been part 22 when I mentioned it. Oh no, it was part 21 I think when I mentioned it, when I was fighting the regular Duramboros in the forest area. I'm pretty sure I went over the fact that more people have gotten into the Monster Hunter series with the 3DS game, so some people who may own Wii U's already, or perhaps bought a Wii U recently, because they would obviously be a lot more cheaper nowadays, a lot more cheap nowadays, as compared to when they were actually decent consoles, as far as everyone else was concerned. I mean, Nintendo has basically given up on the Wii U entirely, so I'm sure that they are a lot cheaper nowadays than they were when I bought one, at pretty much full price. But, I mean, I took the cheapest option, and that happened to be from the UK, so I actually have a UK Wii U, which requires a, how do you say, like the UK power supply, so I have an adapter on it, so yeah, that's how that works, because, you know, it's from the UK, it's not going to have an Australian power supply plug on it. I mean, I say plug for lack of a better term, but anyway, I can't really think of the term right now. I'm trying to play the game, okay? I will tell you one thing about this game, it's very difficult. When I first started doing commentary while playing this game, and I've done that so many times. I mean, keep in mind, when I first did this, I mean, that was in 2013 when I first started to do a commentary while playing this game at the same time. I had been doing Let's Plays since 2009 on a semi-regular basis. A very regular basis between 2009 and 2010, kind of had a break in 2011, and then I resumed on a semi-regular basis from that point. So I was pretty used to doing commentaries while playing games, but I'll tell you what, when I first did that, you know, playing the Monster Hunter series while trying to do a commentary, it was very difficult for me to keep on top of my game. I got used to it after about a year, but it's still kind of difficult to really keep your commentary on top while also keeping your gameplay on top, because there's something about the Monster Hunter series for me. Maybe it was something to do with the fact that I never had to do it before, and I was so used to playing the Monster Hunter series that having to do a commentary while playing the game was really foreign and strange to me. But if that's not so much the case, then I would have to say that the Monster Hunter series generally requires a lot more of your attention while you're playing the game. So, yeah, I don't know. It could be a mixture of those two factors, me not being used to having to talk while playing the game series, and just getting so used to not needing to do that that I kind of became a little bit mentally confused when it came time for me to actually do that, but anyway. I don't know if we're going to kill this guy before I run out of shots or after, but hopefully it will be. Well, I'm not going to completely run out of shots, more specifically run out of ice shots. I mean, I have plenty of other shots to shoot, but this is the most ideal. I probably should have brought water shots, because I do believe this gun shoots water. I will double check that. No, it doesn't shoot water, okay. So, I mean, I could have shot flame. Yeah, that's going to work a lot. Reminds me of that guy bringing the dual flame Morales dual swords. I mean, I'm saying that in the wrong order. I was saying that in the wrong order in the previous video as well. Like saying dual flame swords when it should be like flame dual swords, or like Morales dual swords that have the flame element. I don't know, or fire more specifically. But anyway. And the funny thing, I don't know why I'm saying flame instead of fire. We've never said flame in the Monster Hunter series as opposed to fire. But anyway, I don't know why I'm saying that, but I guess I'm trying to focus on the game even though I'm playing awfully. You know, sometimes there needs to be a balance between your gameplay and the commentary. One of them needs to be good. If neither of them are good and you're trying to, like, balance it completely between the two, and then it ends up with both of them being average, it kind of sucks, because then you have a completely average product overall. So, yeah. I mean, as long as one of those two is good, people are going to be happy. Honestly, people would be more happy if the commentary was good, but, you know, if the gameplay is shit, it sucks, but at least the commentary is good, people will be able to put up with it, but... Oh yeah, that's right, I do have peak performance on this set, so I probably should be making use of that. Of course, I wasn't really making use of that with my gunner set. I'm so not used to that. I need to get more used to that, having peak performance, but anyway... Part of it is due to my more casual style of play. I don't really pay attention to what skills I have, so I end up doing stupid shit. Like, not playing according to what skills I have. Oh, excuse me, I'm like passing gas through my mouth when I should be having a lovely, attractive commentary. Now, I don't know if it's better for me to rapid fire Pierce level 1 or just single shoot Pierce level 3 at this point. I'm actually not too sure. Probably rapid fire Pierce level 1, that's probably gonna... You know what? Rapid firing Pierce level 1 probably does the same amount of damage as Pierce level 3 single shot. That's what I reckon. I just have a feeling about that. I might collect this shiny. Wait, where is it? Where is it? There it is. I lost it for a moment. I might now take a drink, because I feel like that. Of course, shiny collecting, an interesting thing about shiny collecting is that back in Try, I didn't really do it that much. Because I always thought, the chances are shit. But, I just had a hot drink, that's... You know what they should do? And this has always been a thing that I've wanted to do, wanted this game to introduce. I'll just get off on a tangent for a moment here. We're going to capture the monster, there you go. Oh, I might as well carve this while I'm here. Jeez, I didn't carve that before. I saw it, but then decided that I wouldn't carve it because I was too lazy. That's what I was thinking subconsciously. But anyway, just to get off on a tangent while I'm thinking of it, one thing that I've always wanted to happen in the Monster Hunter series is that if you drink a hot drink when it's hot, you lose your health at a faster rate. I think that would make so much sense. So they should do that. So, like, if you actually make the mistake of drinking a hot drink when it's hot, because you think you drink the hot drink because it's hot, it's like this mental thing. And I do it sometimes, not all the time, but from time to time, because I think it's cold, so I'll drink the cold drink, or it's hot, so I'll drink the hot drink. It's just this weird thing that you do in your head. But they should actually have a repercussion for that. Maybe they did consider that, but then thought, nah, that's a little bit too mean. But come on. Like, the Monster Hunter series is pretty mean to you from time to time. Shut up, birds, please. I'm doing a commentary. I mean, that's never stopped them before, so I don't know why I'm bothering to say that. And also, I don't know why I'm bothering to talk to the birds while I'm inside and they're outside and they clearly can't hear me. Even if I were outside, they wouldn't be able to understand me anyway, so I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway. No, I'm the bird whisperer, guys. Whispering while inside helps too. Anyway, because they're going to be able to hear you. No Duramboros... I can't actually say Durambolite. Let's say... I sound like I've got a serious mental disability when I do that, but... It's almost like when I fuck up my words, I naturally go... and then when I do it twice, I end up sounding like I've got a serious problem, but anyway. Bloody hell. Yeah, I didn't get any Durambolite this time, but that's alright. I have plenty of it. I'll show you how much Durambolite I actually have. I'll be able to find it in my inventory. Well, not in my inventory, but rather in my box, so I'll have a look and see that. Well, have a look and see what we have. Not have a look and see that. That doesn't really make sense grammatically, but... Alright, so if I look for Duramboros parts, it should be, like, around here. Like, towards the first group. Just trying to look for the green stuff. Maybe not. Oh, it'll be here. 6 Durambolite. I'm pretty sure it was 6 when I last checked, so anyway. 2 Brachydios. Alright. Well, I'll see you guys in a double Brachydios quest. See you then. Alright guys, I'm here to troll you. Check out what I'm using. I haven't used this for so long, and I'm using it as a troll weapon simply because these guys are Brachydios, and, I'm using slime against them. Use slime against the slime, that's what you should always do. I accidentally hit my... how do you call it? Boom stand against the leg of my chair. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to... Stop it, please. Okay. I'm equipping my power coatings, and I do have combinations for power coatings, because I'm well equipped for a bow run, so, yeah. Anyway, I will use... I can't remember how many I can combine here in regards to power coatings. I have how many nitroshrooms for this? Let me double check. God, any day now I'll get to power coatings. So I have 20 of those. Maybe I'll try to keep this kind of Wait, where? Oh shit, I didn't mean to drink another one of those. Well, I guess I'll be super ready for the cold now, but anyway. Once again, I'm only using this because I haven't used it for so long, so I mean, if you guys see some awful play as a result of this, then that's fine, I don't really mind too much. What do I have on this set? Okay, I don't have, well, whatever it is, the resistance against roars, so I guess I'll just be... Now there's a specific... There we go, that's the correct speed that you do that. There is a way to do this as fast as possible. So, I don't think I'm the only one using slime here, or am I? It's better if you're the only one using slime, I think. Or maybe 2 people using slime. There is a limit to how many people using slime that you want in your team before it kind of becomes a bit ineffectual. It'd be better to have, like, only 2 people using slime as opposed to, like, 4, I think. Something like that, I can't really remember. But I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. I need to try and not miss my shots because I am indeed using power coatings. It does help to have power coatings simply to like make your shots a little bit less ineffective just as you're shooting them here, because it is like level 1, so it's very weak. But power coatings kind of helps it be not awful. Most of the damage that you are dealing is of course the explosion of the slime. But I'm just going to record one fight of me using this because I never record that usually, so I might as well just record it this time. Because it's nice and original, I suppose. As far as my videos are concerned, maybe other people record it a lot, but I don't. I mean, I say that I don't record it, but I don't play with this set very much. Most of my uses with the bow is not from this, because a lot of people will wonder why I have over 100 uses with the bow, considering I don't use bows. The reason why is because I actually used bows a lot when I was when I was going up against... how do I say? The Abyssal Lagiacrus using the glitch. I did use the bow quite a lot then. That was how I got my uses up with the bow, not using the Kelbi Deershot. I've never really used the Kelbi Deershot at all. It's never been something that I've made use of because I do find it to be quite boring. I don't find it very fun to do this. It's funny to do it for like one recording out of like a million that I do here, but never again will I do this on camera, at least not for many years, because there's just no real need for me to do this. It's been how many parts, you know, something like 26 or 27 parts since I started this Let's Play, and this is the first time I'm using the Kelbi Deershot. For good reason, I don't really use this thing, because it's not very fun, but anyway. I mean, it's fun to do it like once, but, you know, if you do it more than once, it's like, wow, this is boring, but anyway. That's just how it works. Once again, I shouldn't really be missing my shots here, it's kind of stupid, but anyway. I mean, I suppose the fact that I died there, I didn't really say anything about my death. I don't usually die on camera, but I suppose there's no real coincidence that I managed to die on camera when I'm using the Kelbi Deershot of all moments in time for me to die. Because, you know, it's karma biting me in the ass for using this shit. So, yeah, there you go. That's how it works. Of course, status attack up +2 is pretty important when you're using this set for obvious reasons, because you are capitalizing on slime. That is your maximum amount of damage that you're outputting, so it is very important that you have maximum status when you're using the Kelbi Deershot. I'm giving you advice on how to be an asshole by telling you how to use the Kelbi Deershot effectively. I mean, what I'm telling you is kind of obvious, so that's why I know how to do that. I'm not necessarily effective with the Kelbi Deershot generally, but I know how to be effective with it, because it's pretty basic stuff. Honestly, slime is still for me a relatively new elemental type. I don't even believe it's treated as a... Maybe it's not even treated as an abnormal status. I don't know what. I'm pretty sure status attack up will work, because if it didn't work for slime, it would be blanked out on my set. So I'm sure status attack up does help with slime. There you go, he's limping. Very good. I might as well do a rain down attack if I can manage that. No, he's too far away. Alrighty. Anyway, I will save the rest of my coatings for the next monster. I don't know if you want... Okay, you can go capture that, that's fine. I don't believe that there are 2 Brachydios running around... Actually, I think there are running around at the same time. Like 2 Brachydios. Anyway, I will have another drink here. I think he might be in this area. No, he's not. He must be in the other area. that specific, isn't it? The other area, yeah, out of how many other areas? They usually circulate, or rotate rather, through a set number of areas, so it's pretty difficult to lose sight of the Brachydios, to be honest. I'm just looking for him here, and then I'll paintball him when I do manage to find him, but get away from me, Bullfango. Oh, I'm playing with... Well, I guess that's why he didn't bring cold drinks that time, because he is French, but... there is the Brachydios. I will throw a paintball. I'm actually running out of paintballs, astoundingly. Actually, no, I have most of them on my Blademaster set, that's right. So what I will do... It's probably not a good idea for me to combine shots stupidly while I'm the only person fighting this thing, but anyway. I'm just moving around sensibly here while I do this, but... so that's 20 of these for me to use for this fight. Once again, when you're using the Kelbi Deershot, it's not hugely necessary for you to use power coatings, but it does help. Helps you do a little bit more damage physically when you're doing these really awful attacks. Once again, you are capitalizing on the slime damage. You are not looking for the physical damage of your bow when you're using the Kelbi Deershot, but it does help to have power coatings so that you're a little bit less shit when you're firing these really weak shots. But yeah, if you don't have power coatings, it's not a huge problem, that's what I'm trying to say. It's just a nice thing to have. I hope I'm not in your way. I'm clearly in your way. Anyway, let's say way a few more times. So this guy should die pretty quickly. I'm taking a lot of damage. I bet I don't have much defense on this set, because I haven't really bothered upgrading this set, because I don't really use this much, so I probably haven't upgraded it properly. That's probably why I'm taking so much damage. I got a life powder heal there. I'm sure these guys are thinking that I'm awful. Using the Kelbi Deershot and dying at Hunter rank 333. It's pretty bad, isn't it? Anyway. We won't talk about it, guys. Oh, Jesus, look out for that hit. I knew that was coming, but I couldn't roll away fast enough. Can you go away? I'm rolling out of this fucking area. I don't trust myself. I refuse to die twice. That's not happening. Absolutely not. I will not tolerate that sort of crap. Hugo has come out of the area as well, leaving Kratos and Kinship, who is almost dead. Well, not necessarily almost dead, but, you know, in a critical state, by themselves, against a pretty pissed off Brachydios. Anyway, we are now out of power coatings, and I didn't bother bringing any other sort of coatings, because I'm lazy like that. No, honestly, you probably shouldn't bring other coatings. I wouldn't even bring slime coatings if you're using the Kelbi Deershot, because slime has a really set amount of effectiveness, and it's not really as good as the Kelbi Deershot, so... Because the thing is, you can use slime coatings on non-slime bows, so it has this certain effectiveness that can't really match up to a good slime bow like the Kelbi Deershot. Kelbi Deershot is obviously by far the best slime bow, but it's not exactly a weapon that you want to be using all the time, because it is overpowered for that reason, so... Yeah, anyway. I remember when the Kelbi Deershot was first starting, and people were like... I mean, there were... I suppose it's about the same as now. There are people who are really opposed to the Kelbi Deershot, and then there are also people who don't really care and use it anyway. It was a bit the same back then, you know, when people started to use it for the first time, because it was obviously overpowered, but anyway. I have to get my timing a little bit better with this bow so I can shoot them faster. The faster your volleys, the better damage output you're going to have per minute, I suppose. So if I can get that a little bit faster, it'll be better. You have to understand that I don't use bows often, let alone the Kelbi Deershot, so I'm doing my best to have a decent damage output, but it's not going to be the best in the world in terms of that damage output. But I suppose it will be pretty good because it is the Kelbi Deershot, and it is holding my hand at this point, so yeah, it's not going to be terribly difficult to do this. I mean, you can tell that it's not very difficult to play with the Kelbi Deershot, but it is pretty boring. I think you will agree with that. You can do the level 3 shot if you want, but generally it's much better to aim for the level 2. Well, not level 2, rather the level 1. I'm assuming it's level 1. Let's have a look and see what this thing does. Oh, it's spread level 3. Well, there you go. That's not too bad at all. I was thinking it was like a level 1 boring, weak shot, but if it's spread level 3, then it's actually doing a decent amount of damage. So I suppose power coatings are pretty useful for you. Go ahead and do that. I suppose that's one of the reasons why this is a super overpowered bow. Shows you how much I don't really care about this bow. I don't even know anything about it. I made a set for it because I could. I decided that I would, just because it might be a nice plan, just to have something there, in case I wanted to cheese a few monsters, and I have it here, still. But I don't think I've fully upgraded the things, so... Well, fully upgrading a set is quite an effort to go on in this game where true armor spheres are pretty difficult to get. But I need to fucking heal. This is bad. I need to... Maybe I won't use a max potion. That could be going too far. I'm not in huge harm's way at the moment. Roll, roll, roll. And I will have one more mega potion. And then hopefully this thing will die soon. We will kill this one because we don't want to do a double capture. That sucks. Never do double captures. Only capture one monster. That is the universal rule, because capture rewards, of course, do not stack. So that's... oh, you're setting down a trap. Very well. I will try and do as much damage as I can within his time. When he's in the trap, or, you know, you don't have to get in the trap. Never mind, he got in the trap immediately when I said that. Maybe there's a meaning to that. You really should try... Oh, there you go. Well, we did that in 10 minutes. It was pretty easy. We don't have the best team in the world, but... I am using the Kelbi Deershot. Overpowered weapon. Anyway, I am stretching right now, and I think that is about it for this recording. I've done about enough for me to feel satisfied. So I will therefore end things. You're not going to upswing me, Mr. Hugo. I can see that you're just itching to do that. I can sense it in my heart and in my bowels. Especially my bowels. No, not really. You can upswing me, I'll give you the opportunity to do that. Go ahead, mate. You were trying to hit me away with that. That's really sad. You missed on both counts. The original thrust and then the... I'm trying to think of that. The elemental burst, that's what it's called. I'm trying to think of old terms. Elemental burst. I haven't said that since Try, probably. Elemental burst. Fucking hell. Of course, Try was the first game where the switch axe was introduced, and because it was a new weapon, people were really excited. They wanted to, you know, use the switch axe, but then they quickly realised that it was a bit of a shit weapon type, as far as playing multiplayer was concerned, because, you know, you trip everyone up, and then... Well, the people who were actually shit at the game didn't really notice that part. They just continued to trip people up, and then, you know, they were none the wiser. But anyway. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you guys in the next video that I decide to record of this game. I have played my fill, my friends, so I will see you next time. Once again, it is the 22nd of September 2017 as I'm recording this. So long.